You ever have one of those moments where you think you finally made it, only to have the rug yanked out from under you? Picture this. I'm standing on the dock of my new private island, coffee in hand, watching the sun rise over Lake Michigan, thinking I've scored the deal of a lifetime. And then I hear the boats. Not just any boats, 5 of them, moving like they're on a mission, led by a woman who's about to turn my dream into a nightmare. My name's Ethan Caldwell, 38, former Navy intel guy, now just a dude who thought he'd found paradise. 2 days ago, I moved onto this 5-acre island I snagged at a federal auction for $3.20 million, way under market value for a place with a sleek glass house, 6 boathouses, a helipad, and some mysterious storage areas, the paperwork barely mentioned. I'd spent 15 years sniffing out shady deals in the Navy, so I knew this place was a steal, probably tied to some cartel bust. But man, I didn't expect the trouble to show up before I'd even unpacked my boxes. So, I'm sipping my coffee, soaking in the quiet, no neighbors, no traffic, just waves and gulls when those boats roar up. They're in formation, like they're about to storm a beach. Through my binoculars, I spot the lead boat, a shiny 35-footer flying some official-looking flag. Out steps this woman, mid-50s, hair pulled back so tight it could snap, navy blazer screaming money. Her heels click on my dock like she owns the place. "Mr. Caldwell," she calls out, not even looking at me yet. "I'm Victoria Langston, president of the Crystal Cove Homeowners Association. We need to talk about your violations." Violations? I've been here 18 hours. I walk down, keeping my cool, and say, "Ma'am, I'm not sure what you mean. This is a private island, bought straight from the feds." Her smile's like a shark, sharp, no warmth. "Oh, you're mistaken," she says, pulling out a stack of papers thicker than a Bible. "This island falls under our maritime jurisdiction. The previous owners had agreements, and those transfer to you." I glance at her documents. They look legit, fancy seals, legal jargon, but something's off. The paper's too crisp, like it was printed yesterday. I spent years spotting forged intel, and this smells like a setup. "I'll need my lawyer to look these over," I say, calm as I can. "But I'm curious, shows a mainland HOA got authority over my island?" Her eyes narrow, just a flicker, but I catch it. "The previous owners understood the importance of community standards," she says, gesturing at my boathouses. "Those facilities require oversight for safety." Safety? She's talking about my helipad, my boathouses, stuff not even listed in the public records. Either she's got a PhD in real estate stalking, or she knows way more about this place than she should. "What standards?" I ask. She rattles off some nonsense: maritime regulations, helicopter traffic rules, storage compliance. Then she drops the hammer. "You've got 48 hours to sign these, or it's $12,000 a day in fines." I'm standing there, coffee going cold, thinking, "Lady, you're either the world's most intense HOA Karen or something way worse." I tell her I'll need time to check with the feds, and for a split second, her mask slips, panic in her eyes at the word feds. She recovers fast, hands me her card, says she's available 24/7. An HOA president on call round the clock? Yeah, that's not normal. That afternoon, I dig into her papers. It's a maze of legal mumbo-jumbo, but buried in there are diagrams of my underground storage vents, wiring, the works. Stuff no HOA should know about a private island. There's talk of security protocols and transport services, terms that scream organized crime, not neighborhood watch. I decide to check out these storage areas myself. Behind a shed near the helipad, there's a steel door with a lock straight out of a military base. The feds gave me the code, so I punch it in and step into something out of a spy movie. Concrete walls, industrial vents, enough power to run a small city. Tire tracks in the dust-fresh ones. Rooms off the main chamber have scales built into the floor, climate control, and a faint metallic smell I know from my Navy days. Gold. This isn't storage, it's a smuggling hub. My heart's pounding as I realize this island wasn't just a cartel's vacation home, it's their operations center, and Victoria Langston's not here for lawn maintenance. I call my old CO, now with Treasury, a guy named Mike Torres. Mike, you know anything about smuggling ops in the Great Lakes? I ask. There's a long pause. Ethan, where are you? When I tell him about the island, he curses. You bought that place? It's tied to a $60 million gold smuggling ring we've been chasing for years. The Langston family's in deep, but we've never pinned them down. Victoria Langston showed up with fake HOA papers, I say. She knows too much about this place. Mike's voice gets serious. Ethan, you're sitting on their crown jewel. Keep acting clueless, document everything, and don't let her know you're onto her. You're in danger, man. Danger's an understatement. By morning, 6 boats are circling my island, flying maritime safety flags, blocking my docks. Victoria calls, all professional, like she's selling insurance. Mr. Caldwell, reviewed those documents yet? I push back. Your boats are blocking my property. That's a federal issue. She doesn't flinch. Just safety inspections. Sign the papers, and they're gone. Then the violation notices start. Daily citations for fake infractions $3,000 for unauthorized boat docking, $10,000 for disturbing lake sediment. They're watching me, knowing when I move my boat or walk my dock. I find hidden cameras on my property, high-end stuff, recently installed. My bank calls next, saying there's concerns about liens on my island, more of Victoria's pressure. I'm done playing nice. I call my buddy, Detective Lisa Harper, Michigan State Police. Lisa, I've got an extortion scheme tied to federal crimes. I lay it all out: fake citations, surveillance, the underground hub. She's all business. Ethan, this sounds like RICO. Get me evidence, and I'll loop in the feds. 2 hours later, she's back with FBI agent Rachel Bennett and Treasury's Tom and Gwen. They tell me my island's the key to busting a $60 million gold smuggling ring run by Victoria and her husband, Richard Langston, a money launderer posing as a banker. Their plan? Let the Langstons think I'm caving while they set up a sting. One more smuggling run, Rachel says, and we've got them. So I play along. Victoria calls, pushing a partnership $30,000 a month to let them use my island. At a meeting in their fancy community center, Richard's there, all slick and threatening, with 2 goons in blazers. Ethan, he says, leaning in, this island's been moving high-value cargo for years. Sign the deal, and you're set. Fight us, and it gets messy. I stall. What's the cargo? Victoria's eyes are ice. Nothing you need to worry about. Just keep quiet. The room's tense, their hands twitching like they're ready to pull something. I'm sweating, but my wire's recording every word for the feds. That night, at 3 a.m., my alarms go off. Surveillance shows 8 figures sneaking across my island, led by Victoria herself, hauling heavy containers into the underground hub. They move like pros, knowing every inch of my property. I'm watching, heart in my throat, as they load what's got to be thousands of pounds of stolen gold. Victoria pauses, stares right at my bedroom window, like she's daring me to make a move. I call Rachel. They're here, moving containers. She's calm. We've got boats tracking them. Stay put, Ethan. By morning, fake environmental inspectors are guarding the containers, but the feds are ready. That evening, at another meeting, Victoria and Richard bring a dozen people, total intimidation mode. Sign the papers, Ethan. Victoria snaps, or you're done. I keep them talking. What's the timeline? When's the first payment? Every word's damning them on tape. Then boom, lights cut out, glass shatters, and federal agents storm in. Nobody move, they shout. Chaos erupts, but in minutes, Victoria, Richard, and their crew are cuffed. Rachel's voice cuts through. Victoria Langston, you're under arrest for racketeering, gold trafficking, and conspiracy. Victoria's screaming about federal overreach, But the evidence is airtight: 47 minutes of footage, financial records, $15 million in gold stashed in my facility. The feds raid other properties, nabbing 20 more players. Victoria gets 20 years. Richard, 17. My island. It's now a Coast Guard training site, turning a criminal hub into a force for good. But here's the real kicker. Rachel, Agent Bennett, didn't just stay a contact. She moved to Michigan, and now we're partners running a security firm, helping folks fight fake HOA scams. We've seen it across 8 states: criminals using community rules to bully people. Michigan passed a law cracking down on this, and other states followed. Every case we take feels like a middle finger to people like Victoria. Standing on my dock now, watching the sunset, I think about how close I came to losing everything. But I also think about the widow in Idaho who called us last week, saying her harassers backed off when we mentioned the Langston case. Word spreads fast, and so does fear. If you're dealing with shady HOA types or property bullies, what would you do? Play along to buy time or confront them head-on? Drop your thoughts below. I want to hear how you'd handle this. Document everything, trust your gut, and don't let the bad guys think they've got you beat. Sometimes, the quiet guy on the island's the one who brings the whole operation down.